limited just to this season, but maybe the last 5. Are they, in fact, the ugliest team of all time? Coach all the way down. There's some ugly people on this team.
The 80s Boston Celtics are mad at you. They are
That's a
calling
good start.
you right now.
A lot of Frankensteins on that team.
Every team with Olden Polynice is calling you right now.
Tyrone Hill.
Ooh.
Oh,
some of those Utah teams.
That was one ugly.
But I mean,
foe.
the coach, Popovich, I think he's even admitted, you know what, I'm ugly. I've never seen his wife because she probably is a train wreck.
You know better. She'll be hot.
I don't think so. He's that ugly.
Yeah.
Money's just not worth it. I want a divorce. I don't think. I really don't know.
One thing about this question to be sure to consider is, the last 5 years, HD, the prevalence.
No, I want to pop the zits on Tim Duncan's face. They're like right there.
Well, you couldn't see those zits when before we had HD.
No, I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying who can match.
Yeah, I mean Tim Duncan's mustiness takes them up a notch. Like, he doesn't own a lot of towels.
No,
at all.
No,
but besides
he looks
him,
comfortable in his dirtiness.
Yeah.
All right, so Popovich and Duncan are ugly. Who else is ugly on that team?
Ginobili's bad, and I know it's for days. Bonner ain't the best looking white fella in the world. Steven Jackson,
he's just a guy, I guess. I mean,
he looks a little gangster, not ugly.
That big three is
and
so
now it's like his gangster is gone now too. Like when you go to the Spurs, it's like they de-gangsterized.
Right. Well, and Parker at times has his Tim Duncan, I haven't bathed in a while look. I know the ladies will say false just because he married Eva Longoria. That's bullshit. I don't want to hear that. He can, and he's French, so he doesn't have deodorant on. So I mean, it's just. I'm not saying that might be the crown that they do end up getting, but there are definitely a lot of
they're up there
past teams
there.
that can counter.
The 80s Celtics is a good example. Between
Celtics.
Bird,
Danny, Ainge is
McHale's armpits,
Ainge.
They had Walton on that team.
Bird is,
and Chief,
but I love Bird embraces his ugliness. He had that big old mustache,
but he's still ugly.
And DJ,
he embraced it though.
DJ had the acne,
but I think Duncan embraces it too.
He had Popovich style acne. DJ.
No, that is fair. Speaking of the Celtics, another great segue, y'all. Well, this is layups. We're gonna go over to the East. Yeah. We're gonna jump over to the East. And you and I picked and last week the Celtics in 6
over the
Sixers.
6 over
the Sixers, the scrappy Sixers, as I think we
yes.
called them. And I think you probably would have agreed pretty much with that pick.
Yeah.
So now we're 2-2. Iguodala's hitting threes. What's going on?
And he's doing that. He still only has like 16
it
points.
Really don't.
Like what?
You
made 3 threes.
I
He got
totally
16.
agree.
Like
I totally agree.
Don't you start still?
What are you doing the rest of the game?
He's a great defender. But so it's not at a 2. Do we revisit? Do any of us have the balls to take the Sixers in this series?
I don't.
I don't trust him.
Because your balls are green.
Yeah. Wow, that was kind of insulting.
Hey, blue would be insulting.
Blue would be insulting.
Raisin balls would be insulting.
Yeah, Rice Krispies.
Both insults.
You're right. They're green.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's one of those things, though. I mean, because Boston is another one of those teams that you can't trust. You never know when they're going to show up, not show up. Paul Pierce is like the pre-Melo. He's like Melo version 0. Like, I'm just 6'7", and I show up and I take a bunch of shots, and I'm not eating sensible dinners. Yeah. I'm not running with a parachute behind me. I'm just a guy that's been playing ball all my life.
But he does seem to understand the sense of urgency.
KG too.
Thing. And he does. And that, I think that was the difference in Game 4. Overall was, if you look at Kevin Garnett's numbers 1 through 3, and you look at 4, he didn't have the 5 blocks, the 20 rebounds, the 20 points that he did in the first 3 games. So maybe he took the game off, and maybe he brings that tomorrow night or whenever they play again, and it's back to normal. And they do finish this in 2 more games. I don't have the balls to take the Sixers either, but I do have the balls to say, it'll take 7 instead of 6.
I think it'll take 7. And I think even that 7th game, there's going to be some ugly moments where you're going to look up and the Sixers are going to be up by 7.
No. I'm very much want to take them in this series, but I can't do it because I think that these three guys in the Celtics deserve one last run. And
well, Perkins getting hurt robbed them of the 2nd title, and I'll roll with that forever. Right. But I was raised to appreciate Magic in them, but my dad was a Celtics guy, right. So even still, just showing up ugly, you never know how you're gonna play. Like I'm kind of used to that, even though I know the problems with that, and I don't like it. But Rondo's top 5. Yeah. And if KG is in shape and he's not hurt, he's 25 points waiting to happen. Still.
Yeah, I think he took last night. Last night before off. He didn't have the same numbers. So, and I think he can string that along enough. And instead of 6, I'll move it to 7.
Yeah,
I'll still take the Celtics, and I hope they can rest and give the Heat something.
Yeah, and I'm scared about that because the confidence that the Heat might have gotten after the day. I don't know whether Wade and LeBron are just relieved that they didn't go down 3-1 and now they're going to show up and have the same problems Tuesday or whenever they do play.
Lack of focus. And
like
then you're down 3-2. You're like,
yeah.
Right.
I don't know, but maybe this is the one that gets them out of this series altogether.
Is of those 4 players, one of them seems to dig them out every time when they need it. They don't all suck at the same time. So
yeah.
But okay, so
that would be a lot of sucking.
Right. Yeah. Well,
in a bad
that's
way.
What he said. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to be the first to do the he said. She said was
done and done.
So, speaking of Kevin Garnett with the Segway gurus now, they did a poll of current NBA players of the dirtiest players. Garnett, surprisingly, only finished 2nd.
Behind.
I guess it wasn't dirtiest mouths. So he makes this look like a G-rated podcast with the way he conducts himself on the court.
We've been barely cussing. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why, I agree.
I'm starting to throw a few in there.
Right. Well, I know my mother-in-law's going to listen to this, so I'm kind of holding back. But, love you, Gwen.
Have some more beer.
But,
we'll take care of that.
Right, yeah. Well, we'll get there. That'll be out of my control.
Time for the shots.
He finished 2nd, tied with, of course, Metta World Peace, which also, surprisingly, not higher.
That's not fair.
Reggie Evans was 1st. He is the forward that I was referencing last week, who I thought was Al Thornton, which I cleared up earlier in the podcast. If you didn't just skip the 6th segment.
That's a possibility.
Right. And then Chris Paul, 5th.
Because of flopping?
He's stocked and dirty. Like he's smaller, so he grabs a jersey and whatnot. So looking at the list, the top 5 were all part of playoff teams. So it begs the question, is dirty better in the league? And we can go through it, and who do we think is actually the dirtiest player in the league? I mean, dirty is such an undefined term.
Yeah.
So it could be rough play or personal foul.
Sneaky shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul's in there for that, and KG, Metta, Reggie Evans are on there for unsportsmanlike, and they actually said that young forward for Sacramento, the Kentucky kid who's
Cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He actually he had the most personal fouls.
I believe that.
But he wasn't nowhere near. He didn't get a vote.
That's because
his job is to foul.
Right, so that's how players
come in the game.
That's how players
and
vote.
Foul people. Yeah.
I'd be comfortable with Metta World Peace up there, just because. He's seen the elbows.
He's just mildly insane. That's all.
I mean, yeah, with World Peace, I can't believe I called him that.
Yeah, I don't give.
It sounds funny.
He doesn't care if anybody's watching. There's no subtlety, or surreptitiousness to his movements. We saw it with
surreptitiousness. Look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that's out there.
He will elbow you in the head in full view of the entire world
on a primetime game.
Well, no,
for no reason whatsoever.
And wonderfully pretend it didn't happen. Like the knee he dropped on.
Well, yeah, he'll be a
Westbrook went for his knee on that one.
He did hit him, and so.
Yeah. I consider dirty players, the ones who are trying to do things behind the ref's back and, stuff that can't even be seen that easily on TV. So.
Dirty kind of has to be redefined because in the 90s, because in the 90s, dirty was more about you're gonna go to the goal and I'm just gonna come right out of the blue and Miami Heat, Nick, mug you.
Right.
Now, dirty is more about the level and the frequency of flopping.
Well, no, or also what Michael did and what Stockton did, and now what Chris Paul's doing. How the cheating, pulling the jersey, concealing your jersey holding, and you're just being mysterious about it almost.
I mean, if somebody's flopping, okay, it's dishonest.
It's a matter of what the ref's going to call.
Yeah, but
not it's because it's there. You see it.
Yeah. Referee deception to me is the poison of the game. It's that's why I like that game today so much because when guys flop, referees had whistles in the pockets. And it was like, I'm not calling that. And matter of fact, every now and then, I'm going to call a foul on you for flopping.
Mm-hmm. Right. I would love that. The reverse of,
I mean, it's probably one reason why soccer is not more popular in the U.S. because there's so much flopping. Although in soccer, you can get a card for faking.
Right.
Yes.
They just only call it an MLS game.
So
they don't do it in international.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dropa and Chelsea win.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's what the NBA needs.
That's for you, Corey.
My sleeper. I have a sleeper for dirty guys.
Not one of that top 5 that he just listed?
No.
Oh.
Whoever the random starting center is for the Spurs, it's always a random kind of sort of
anybody. Yeah.
It's always a random kind of sort of foreign 6'11" type dude. And when you do make yourself watch a Spurs game,
no, I can't do it.
He's elbowing.
It's gonna kill me.
He's undercutting people in the air. He's always in some sort of
still the long-haired dude.
That's a different guy now because I watched him yesterday. It's a different guy. But every time those guys are doing dirty stuff the entire game.
So it's more about the role than the player.
Yeah, that role, like whoever that guy is, like Pop is, because Pop coaches flopping.
He's got to, right?
He has a video.
I mean, he's got to.
Yeah. He has like a 2-hour video. When you come to the team, they show you how to flop, and then you flop.
Because Paul George went to the Spurs, and Larry Bird had to put him through like a weekend retreat of just to get that out of him.
It's like a detox.
We don't do that here.
Right. A D-flop.
Yeah, right.
Treatment.
Exactly.
It's a flopectomy.
Yeah, it's
a flopectomy. There we go.
We'll take it. It's a new term.
Yeah, my choice for dirtiest player is still Bruce Bowen. He's been retired for years, but he's still number 1 on my list.
And he
should probably be
denies.
prosecuted for some of the things he did in games.
He was the Darrell Revis of the NBA.
No, he slid his foot. He would slip his foot under. Yeah. No, that's a great call.
Good way to break somebody's ankle and ruin their career. And I'm still pissed at him for it.
Yeah, he was a good defender who got away with doing dirty stuff because he was a good defender. That's why I call him Darrell Revis because he's doing that,
right?
And he got away with that for years.
Yeah, but did you say who your dirtiest player was?
Currently, Artest does all of what we talked about.
That's right. Yeah,
he does do the jersey tug. He does do the it wasn't me. He does do the elbow, the concussion to the head. He drops the knee. I just think he's insane, but it's the easiest default answer. He's not Bill Laimbeer. He's worse. So, but
Laimbeer, at least he knew where he stood.
Right.
It's like, that guy hates me. He's going to take a shot at me when he gets a chance.
And what pisses me off more about World War is he'll start hitting threes, and I especially right now, he didn't do that for Houston. He didn't do that.
He generally doesn't do it at all, but then
but he does it when I least
a game 7 of the
won it
finals,
or when the Celtics, and it's like,
you're like what?
Yeah, then he has some clear-minded ability.
But that's a Laker role, just like the big man, dirty guy is a role for the Spurs because the Lakers, even Rick Fox. Like when Rick Fox played for the Celtics, stand-up guy, he had curly hair, he was just a random guy.
A dick too, yeah.
He went to L.A., all of a sudden he's fighting in tongues.
And stopped bathing. It must look like he went by the Spurs when he had his... he swam to the game.
He's fighting.
But
is this the Riverwalk? No?
Okay. I'll keep swimming. But no, I'm glad you did mention the Lakers because they are down 3-1 to my Thunder.
Good.
If this is it, is this the end of